Hello, humans. Thanks so much for joining me on my second YouTube video. I'm so happy that I actually got two done. Kind of surprised I even got one done. The fact that I'm doing the second one, I'm impressed with myself. Of course, I'm recording it. Whether or not I'll complete it, get it on YouTube is another matter, but it will happen. So this video is just basically a channel update to kind of give you some of my reading plans for the coming months, as well as some plans for this channel. The first one is just sharing with you what I'm planning on reading in the next couple of months. The first book that I plan on, or the first series that I plan on finishing, is the Mistborn trilogy, the original one. I'm listening currently to Well of Ascension, and I want to, of course, listen to Hero of Ages. And then I also want to finish his second Mistborn trilogy that happened a number of years later. Currently, I am reading Warbreaker. I plan on finishing that, Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. Then I want to read Dawn Shard and Rhythm of War. Rhythm of War is a big book. I'm hoping it'll go faster than Oathbringer. Oathbringer took me like 4 months to finish. It's kind of embarrassing, actually. But yeah, and I also want to read, I gotta look at my list. Let's see, what else did I want to read? I already forgot. Oh, that was all I had on my list. I do know that I also want to finish the Wizard of Once. It's a mid-grade series. I mentioned it in my last video. I haven't finished the fourth book. I want to finish that. And then I hope to also read more in the Mistmantle Chronicles. Before I go on and give you some of my plans for this channel, plans for future videos, I thought I would share the definition of some terms. I am new to BookTube, and just new to watching BookTube in general. And in case you don't know, BookTube is basically just the community on YouTube who talks about books. And on BookTube, of course, they've got terms that they use to describe books, and I'm sure it's not exclusive to BookTube, but it's where I first discovered it. They are very useful terms, but I didn't know them, and now I do, so I'm going to share them with you. TBR, simply to be read, and D and F, simply did not finish. Those are pretty easy. The other ones more refer to describing books, and the first one of those is high fantasy. High fantasy is pretty easy to describe. It basically means any books that don't happen in our world, any stories rather, that don't happen in our world. Lord of the Rings is high fantasy. It occurs in Middle-earth. It doesn't happen here, well, in our world. How many times can I say in our world in one sentence? A lot, apparently. I feel like there's a shadow on my face. Ugh. Well, let's try this. No, I feel like I look like a newsie now. Now I'm like a dog and mysterious. I'm getting distracted. Okay, back to describing things. High fantasy, not in our world. Low fantasy, in our world. Harry Potter would be a description of a low fantasy. It occurs in our world. The fantasy elements happen in our world, and usually with low fantasy, it is described as there being some reason why regular people don't notice the magic elements, but not always. The Dresden Files, he has the fact that he's a wizard published right there in the phone book. Everybody knows it, and all the supernatural elements in the Dresden Files happen in front of everybody. So the worlds aren't always hidden in low fantasy, but as a general rule, it is a hidden world that no one else knows about. And I feel like low fantasy is also often those mid-grade to young adult books. I don't know why. And there's nothing inherently good or bad about either one. People like different things, but for some reason it seems like a lot of the low fantasy is in mid-grade books. The next one is hard versus soft magic systems. My microphone's in the way, so I can't lift my hand up all the way. Anyhow, hard versus soft magic systems. Soft magic systems, quite simply, are magic systems where the rules are kind of, wishy-washy. Harry Potter is an excellent example of a soft magic system. That's not to say it is bad. There is nothing inherently less valuable about a soft magic system, but the magic is really there to serve the plot. One of my favorite examples of that, a book series that I love, is the Dark is Rising series. Now, there's definitely magic in these books, but it isn't explained, and it can do pretty much whatever it needs to do for the plot. I would definitely call this a soft magic system. A good example of a hard magic system would be either Avatar: The Last Airbender. Of course, in Avatar, you can bend only the element that you can bend. Well, that was cheesy. Well, you can bend either water, earth, fire, or air, unless you're the Avatar, in which case you can bend all 4 elements. The neat thing about hard magic systems is often the characters can find different and unique ways to use them. For example, in Avatar, you can, if you're a waterbender, you can not only bend water, but things that are made out of water. Their base element is water, you can usually bend them. Same thing with fire. If you can bend fire, you can also learn how to bend lightning because fire is its base element. Another example of a hard magic system in books would be the Mistborn series. Now, I'm still reading this book, and in Mistborn, there are different characters who can use allomancy. There are Mistborn who can use kind of one branch of allomancy, and then a Mistborn who can use all branches. And allomancy basically is you ingest a metal, then you can burn it, and it will give you certain abilities. For example, pewter enhances your strength, but not only that, the really clever thing is pewter also makes your skin tougher, it makes your bones stronger, it basically makes you tougher all around. Tin enhances your eyesight, it enhances your touch, it enhances your hearing. So if you're a Mistborn, you can burn all these metals, but you can't do anything besides what the metals allow. And similar to Avatar, you might be able to learn different ways to kind of use it in a way nobody's thought of, but the rules are set. They're there. They can't change. It is a hard magic system. And personally, I love hard magic systems. I think because it's easier to kind of figure out where the plot is going or to have similar ideas to the characters because you know what it can do and it's not just, oh, the magic, all of a sudden I can't make food even though I did a few books ago. And now on to my future plans for this channel. I hope to do another video end of this month, beginning of next month, depending on when I get this one edited and out there. You don't know this, but I'm telling you now, so you will know it. There's going to be a lot of editing. I'm tired. I keep on having to do another retake, check the gate. So anyhow, I'm hoping to have another YouTube video out into this month, beginning of next month, and then one like mid-April. I changed my mind on the next video I'm going to do because of some exciting news, but also some news that's exciting, but it's also like, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know. So, end of January, beginning of February, I got off Twitter. Took it off my phone. It was frustrating me. I'm like, no, I'm just not even going to think about it, not going to pay attention to it. But that kind of ended up being not a bad thing, but it did cause me to miss some news. So a lot of the people I follow on Twitter are artists, and not surprisingly, they draw animals, especially inspired by Redwall. I also follow some artists who have graphic novels that are very similar to Redwall. There's my cat. Come here, kitty. Come here, honey. I thought you all should meet my cat. This is Aspen. You good, kitty? Kiss. Kiss. Come on, kiss me. Show off for the people. Let them know how much you love me. Look how cute she is. I'm so cute. Oh, okay. Sorry. Anyhow, where was I? Redwall, right. Okay, so a lot of the people that I follow on Twitter basically are fans of Redwall. And recently I downloaded Twitter again, and as I was scrolling through, I literally went, ah! Because Netflix acquired the rights to Redwall, and I can't decide if I'm excited or terrified. So Netflix has shown that they can do a really good job with kid shows. They've got The Dragon Prince, they have Troll Hunters, Hilda, all excellent shows. But they've also shown that they can do a terrible job when it comes to understanding characters from books and executing them on the small screen. Watership Down was horrible. So I don't know how to feel about this. The good news is Redwall is already a little bit of I don't want to say dark, but almost. It definitely has. Yeah. The good news is Redwall already kind of has maybe a little bit more serious of a tone, maybe a little bit more darker of a tone. It definitely is not just all rainbows and sunshine, so I'm not worried about them doing that necessarily. I just don't want them to add any. I don't know. I don't really completely trust Netflix when it comes to Redwall, but I don't know. Am I excited? I don't know. Enough I don't knows. that leads me to what I'm actually going to be doing on this channel next. I was going to be doing a Why You Should Read for Wizards of Once, but instead I'm going to be doing it for Redwall. I will share with you my favorite Redwall books as a child, what of those have changed for my adult, and then I will also kind of be going over some of the themes in Redwall, the overarching themes, and just what I love about it. I know I've already talked about it once on this channel, but I'm going to do a whole dedicated video to how much and why I love Redwall. Then in April, my video will be a review of this book, The Soul That Remains by K.M. Akers. As you can see, I'm actually reviewing it right now. I feel so professional having all these sticky notes and everything sticking out of it. I've read it before, but I'm reading it now in a review context, I guess. I'm reading it with the mind of, okay, I'm going to review this. What am I looking for? What will other people be looking for? So it should be fun. I've never done a review before, so we'll find out what it is. Okay, I remembered something else. I remembered my spoiler hat. So I was trying to figure out how to warn you when I'm going to be doing spoilers. And I could do timestamps. I could do timestamps in the description, and I probably still will, but I wanted to do something kind of fun. So I will be warning you before spoilers come, and then you can fast forward as like I'm doing reviews and stuff, and you'll know that when I'm wearing the matte hat, actually I gotta wear it properly. When I'm wearing this hat, spoilers are incoming, and my voice sounds different because it's echoing off the brim. So this hat, I call it my Matt hat because it is very similar to the hat that Matt wore in The Wheel of Time. It took me a lot of work to find this hat. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it smells amazing, and yeah. So, you'll know when I wear this hat. Spoilers. Hello there. Thanks so much for watching this video. Like it if you liked it. If you didn't like it, go ahead and hit the dislike button. YouTube don't know the difference. Also, subscribe, and then you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm not extremely active on there right now, but I hope to become more active. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Bye!